Hey, core reporters, welcome back to my channel. Listen, I am so saddened for Wendy Williams' son. The Sun News is reporting that he is set to be evicted from the $2 million penthouse that his mom, Wendy, has been financing for him for the past year plus. And it's because, as we know, Wells Fargo kind of froze her bank accounts, and now she's not able to access her own money, which means that she could no longer pay the rent for her son. She paid the first year up front, and then after that, she wasn't able to. Then his trash ass father, Kevin Sr., he's got none of his own money. He too is facing eviction because he can't live off of Wendy. It's crazy how many people this woman was supporting by herself. You know, of course, her son, he deserves it. He's a full-time student. He's doing his best to make his own way in the world, and he needs to focus on his studies. And it's just so unfortunate that all of that has been put in jeopardy because of what's been going on with his mom. And I feel heartbroken about it. And not only that, but the news cycle has also been claiming that Wendy has cut him off from communication as well. I believe that she would still be paying his rent even if she was no longer on speaking terms with him. But it's being said that they're not even on speaking terms. And it's not because he's shutting her out, but because she is the one reportedly shutting him out. And that makes me saddened and that makes me concerned. But I digress. Let's get into the story, you guys, about him being evicted from his $2 million apartment. Kevin, I'm so sorry. He's been going through so much, you guys. Honestly, like Wendy too, but her son, wow. So here is the story. The Sun says that according to the court documents that they managed to exclusively obtain, listen, they're starting to give TMZ a run for their money. I use them as a source before TMZ normally these days because they are on it. Kevin Jr. was hit with a lawsuit from his landlord looking for about $70,000 in back rent because the rent has not been paid since I believe like Feb of this year. So in the eviction lawsuit, which was filed over the summer in August, it showed that Wendy did in fact pay for a full year of his rent in advance. She paid the security deposit, all those things, but once her accounts were frozen, she was no longer able to do any of that. So the back rent has been piling up month after month after month. So the first year of the lease cost her a whopping $100,000. Imagine having the coin to just pay $100,000 for your son's rent, just like that. Without thinking twice about it, right? Like that's quite incredible when you've got your own lifestyle to maintain, your trifling ex-husband and his trifling mistress's lifestyle to maintain, and then they've got a kid that you're paying for too. It's a lot, honestly. You know, I kind of wish that she would have bought an apartment over there in Florida at some point and then just had the son living there. You know, like that's something I always wonder with celebrities and rentals and stuff like that. Like they're so rich, why are they not buying property while they can? Anyway, I digress. The Sun previously reported that Wendy's Wells Fargo accounts were frozen in January of this year, which lines up with when the overdue rent began to pile up, as mentioned in Kevin's eviction lawsuit. Well, here's the thing. Like, I would assume that Wendy would have the ability to at least petition for her own money. Like, how do you cut someone off completely from their own money? That sounds incredibly unethical because, you know, for example, in this situation, people have bills to pay. And these are not just casual bills. These are like their lives. Like, why should her son have to live on the street? I don't why is Wendy's rent or whatever, mortgage or whatever being paid over there too? Like, could she be facing the same fate? Like, how does a bank have the ability to tell you that not only can you not access your own money, but your conservators or people that are appointed to handle your money, they can't pay your bills for you on your behalf as well? You're out of luck. Your credit is going to be shut up because they arbitrarily decided that you are not fit enough to handle your own money. Honestly, I am excited to see the results of this lawsuit that she has launched against them. They deserve to be sued into oblivion, if you ask me. So Kevin did end up responding to the lawsuit. Of course, you don't want something like that to go into default. And then in his response, he obviously admitted that it's Wendy who had been paying his rent. And so his statement says, and I quote, "My mom went through some health issues that put the court in control of her finances. All of the financial support that she always gave stopped." It makes me wonder how he's feeding himself, even because remember, his father ain't got no job. He's just like a trifling man with like no job, apparently. So I don't think that he would even be able to get money from his father. Again, he was a full-time student, so I don't think he was working. The thing that really sucks, though, is that Kevin actually had to take a year off of university to deal with all of this stuff, all of this mess. And that makes me mad. Like, I'm the type of person where when I start something, like when I was in uni, I started and finished so quickly because I just wanted it to be done. Like, if I open a chapter, I'm concentrating and I'm done. So it would have really pissed me off if I had to pause or take a break because of, whatever's going on with my own parents. Like, that really sucks for you, Kevin. I feel horrible. So he added that, like, for medical and legal reasons, Wendy has not been able to pay the rent for the past months since the 1-year lease ended that she paid up front, and the court started controlling her finances. Everything happened very quickly and unexpectedly, and I have no idea things would end up like this, is what he continued saying. So he's not fighting the addiction, he's not fighting the eviction at this point. He just says and accepts it that he's going to move out on September 7th. Listen, the landlord in me, because I got some properties as well, you guys, that people are renting out. The landlord in me is like, oh my God, imagine that someone could like not pay rent since like January, February, and they can stay in your house until September of the following year. So a year and a half of your rent not being paid for by the tenant. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the fact that it even takes that long is so wild to me. It just sucks, honestly. It really sucks for him. It sucks for Wendy. And it sucks for the landlord as well to be stiffed out of money. Because at the end of the day, if they don't own it cash, which I imagine they do not, you still have to continue paying all those bills on top of it. And even if you do own it cash, you're still paying their property tax out of pocket. You're still paying the HOA fees out of pocket. You're still paying the insurance out of pocket. You're still paying all these things, like renters cover all these things and then some. And so when they're not covering anything at all of that falls on you, and that really sucks. So I definitely empathize with his landlord as well. So guys, this is a lot. It feels like life is really coming at Wendy from all directions. And unfortunately, it's not just affecting herself, it's also affecting her son. Just like the most like pivotal years of his life. And he's about to finish his professional education and start a professional career and whatnot. All of this stuff has to start happening to him. My heart really does go out to Wendy, to Kevin Jr., not Senior, because all of this is Senior's fault and he deserves everything that he's got coming at the end of the day. I just want to send my best wishes to Wendy and her son, because neither of them deserve what's going on here. And I really do hope that things get better soon. I hope that she is able to prevail in her lawsuit against Wells Fargo. I hope that she's able to prevail in her battle, for better health as well. I know that she is planning to launch a podcast situation. So maybe it would be best if she had like all her podcast money go directly to her father's bank or something like that. Someone she trusts, her best friends, someone, so that she does have direct access to that and she can pay her own bills. She can help her son as well. I don't know. I guess maybe her son's going to have to get some kind of a job, but how? Like, he's used to a certain standard of living. He was living in a $2 million condo. Like, what job is this guy about to be fresh out of college, not even yet fresh out of college? What is he going to do that can put him in that kind of like a range? I don't know. I do remember her talking about him studying business. So maybe he'll be able to like be entrepreneurial or something. I'm not sure. I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I do want nothing but the best for her and little Kev. Guys, let me know everything you think about this situation in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.